Last time we left off, our heroes had just come back from the wilderness outside the Cherus district, where they had found a fallen airship. They had found a great corpse of an airborne, some kind of avian, draconic bug thing, and it had been felled. Directly next to both of these were the ruins of a lift flung from the Cerethian lift system. And it was not in a good way. It was being gone through by a couple of individuals that you happened upon. Two members of the crew of the airship. One that called himself Guido, and the other that called herself Sylvia. One was a much older woman who had tattoos across her skin and strange magical capabilities. Amalia noticed that she cast illusory script at some point. Whereas the other one was an Arium, which was technically what you were looking for until you learned that there's a bit of some ethical prejudices that go into the Arium powering the lift system in the first place. So after he refused to help you, you sort of let that be. You didn't want to take things into your own hands. With some genius engineering on Calliope's part, their new objective turned from scavenge for parts from the lift to extract the heart from the large beast to use as a replacement engine for their airship. Meanwhile, the rest of the party kind of got some ideas about what the world around here is sort of doing. Inserafid apparently had a run-in with this crew and was trounced by one of their members that didn't seem to be present, however their shadow pet was. So, with an objective technically ticked off, but more so just changed into something else, and the sun beginning to crest back over the horizon, you made your way back to the Cherus district, and upon getting closer and closer, great smokestacks were visible rising out of its midst, and the light from fires in multiple different areas, large fires, became more and more apparent the closer you got, and as you crested the final hill, it was perturbingly notable. Someone in Frederick's outfit dragging a corpse by the ankle outside the front gates to throw it into a pile of other corpses. Looks, like I said with Fergus, like probably 50 to 60 bodies. Now, important thing before we start this session, there's gonna be a lot, like a lot. And so if you start getting even a little uncomfortable, just tell me to skip the details. Because I'm not gonna tell myself to skip because I really like evoking imagery. If it's too much for you, that's what we're going to go off of. Understandable?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
We do appear to have lost you, Shallow, from Roll20.
We do?
Yep.
Also, hi, Shani.
Okay.
Okay.
You also haven't given me the details of Inserafid's sword.
right, I have not.
It's rapid.
What is this? Figure out what conversations you guys are going to want to have at the crest of this hill, talking about what you want to do while I do this. Wow, I haven't talked to you in a while, Stuart. I guess we're not friends.
You talked to me like last week, I think.
Calliope looks very surprised at this
11 days ago.
housekeep.
Who keeps track of these?
No one, not in this hole.
How's everyone reacting to this? Because it's not a good look for the town.
Virgil looks like it's a typical Tuesday.
Does he?
Virgil, this might possibly be giving you a little bit of PTSD just from the cleansings of the
Purging.
Eshivai that happened.
Yeah.
V is in shock.
Yeah.
She wants to. Where? How? We have to check.
Insrafid raises his hand. He's a good 20 feet behind you, still resting against the tree, and he chokes out, "Don't go in there. Whoever you think you'll be able to save, you won't."
Well, I mean, we've got to
No,
gotta.
but no. But no, it can't. It can't. It can't. It can't.
Oh, yes.
The cleanse.
Oh yeah, also Sylvia gave you guys a sending stone.
Yeah. Amalia is going to pick that up while everyone's having a panic attack, and she's going to activate it.
Doesn't work.
Of course it doesn't.
As it doesn't work, you feel like a little bit of a throb on your chest. Not in your chest, but like on the surface of it.
Signals being blah. Jeez. Boys. Yeah, these signals being blocked.
So is
Alright.
that
What's up, Fergus?
Sorry, I was just gonna say, is that guy who's dragging the body? Is he still like doing it?
It's the pile's a good distance away. He's still approaching it.
Out of character, I kind of just want to go over and ask how he like what's going on. Because I'm
The
in
sad part is it's perfectly within Callie's character,
yeah,
and we all know it.
All right, yeah, sure. So Calliope takes a very deep breath. Is still wearing the evil garb. Decides to take one for the team, and like walk over and just like wave over the guy.
You are miles
So
away.
as
Miles away?
yeah, it's gonna take you about 20 minutes on approach. You're at the top of a hill.
Oh, I see. Okay, so like, all right, I can kind of I picture that. I imagine hills as being a lot shorter than I guess they really are. But yeah, no, he's heading over.
All right.
So as we're doing this, Malia turns to V. V, I need you to remain calm. Now,
What?
we're going to do what we can, but I need some information first.
Yes.
What is the most defensible location within the district?
Roll history. Either the cathedral, or failing that, the in Jamil's barracks in the Atzenale.
The cathedral. No, we can't. Jamie's barracks.
Alright.
If
Let me
they're,
get in there.
they'll be there. They should be there. No reason for them not to be there.
When we get in there, we're gonna have to try and hurt everyone we can find who's still alive to that location. Or them somewhere we can defend. But that's not gonna change the fact that we're gonna need to do something about those cultists in the cathedral.
So noble. There's no saving this. There's no stopping this. It'll happen, and people will die. There's no.
Oh, you're welcome.
point.
Well, if you're not going to take arms up against it, you're welcome to go over there and join them. And I have time to spare your feelings today.
Do you ever?
No. Especially not today.
If we die, I'm haunting you.
Go ahead. I'll presume I'm still alive.
So, Calliope, after you get probably within 300, 400 feet of this guy, you see his hat rotate towards you, as if he's noticed your presence.
Can I give him a wave?
Yeah, you wave and he sort of slows briefly, but continues regarding you and keeps moving.
Yeah, he walks over.
You can see his weapon from this distance. It looks like he's got a pretty big hacksaw at the end of like a staff, and
Yeah, I've used that weapon in Bloodborne.
it's definitely been used in the past probably 10 minutes,
Yup.
judging from the stains and viscera that are still on it. Now that you're closer, the body itself isn't out in the open. It's been wrapped up in like a linen cloth and bound, and you're pretty sure it's just moving because it's like bouncing over rocks, but it might be wriggling in there.
Oh, okay. I got that.
You don't hear anything though. Also, it smells fucking awful. It
Oh, yeah, I know.
smells so
That's
bad.
That's why he took a breath. Like he took he's really plugging his nose. And I'm assuming there's like the hunter face mask.
Yeah. So he turns towards you and he goes, "Hey, what's up?"
Nothing. I was taking I was taking my 1 hour break, and I went through the woods.
We got breaks?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
no, you can just take your break and tell. Yeah, seriously, you should take your break more often. They don't tell you because it makes you work better. But if you ask them, they say that they legally have to give you breaks.
You see one of his eyes sort of move a little, like, inquisitively. And as you're looking at his eyes, they look slightly familiar.
Do I know you, dude?
I mean, maybe. Might have seen you around the cathedral.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, probably.
Hey, you, were you down in Canaan?
A little while ago, yeah, like...
That was where I was stationed until like a week ago, and then they pulled me up here for this, so...
Oh, I see, that's actually pretty cool. I'm just helping out, because, you know, I've got friends who wanted, you know, a little bit of assistance with this. Anyways, so, like, I'm pretty new to this whole deal. Can you just, like, describe what's going on in a little bit more detail?
Kill on sight.
Yeah?
I think we've had a little bit of trouble breaking into the actual family grounds, but you know, after Zeramis gets his shit over with, should be fine.
Okay, cool. So like, what about people who aren't actually like from the town and they're like, because I saw some hikers on my walk. So like, should I have like killed them? Because they seem pretty cool. They were all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Like,
guess ask
Like, is it really like? Because I mean, like, they're not really. I don't think that they're from here. I think that they're like tourists or something.
ask one of the pale hats. They typically know more about this stuff. I'm just, you know.
Okay.
He
Alright.
pointedly just raises the ankle of the body bag thing and
Yeah. I got that. I understand. I got that. Yeah.
You doing all right?
Yeah, it's just been it's been rough. I'm still not really used to the smell. This smell's really messing with me still. Like, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at dealing with it, but like, you know how it is when you start out.
Well, hey, best of luck.
Thanks. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Where's your weapon?
Funny story. I left it here because I didn't think that I would really be
Do
having
you
to
have
use
a
it on my
weapon?
break.
Amalia gave you her transforming.
Oh right,
sword.
yeah. You have the right to pull out. She doesn't ask
you're
that.
Right, you're right. So I'm gonna head in and ask one of the pale hats about my little inquiry.
I think they're in the cathedral right now. I don't think they're out in the
Okay.
streets.
So would you say that are they busy?
Oh yeah. Well, we're doing this to these guys, but the Atzenales we're bringing to the cathedral.
Okay, so like maybe I should wait on asking that question.
Or just like kill a couple Atzenales and bring them over. That should get you in.
No.
Yeah, okay.
This is just Calliope talking to him. You guys are still up on top of the hill. He's doing recon.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna take an extra. I just need a quick breather. I'm just gonna take an extra 5 and I'll get back to work.
Hey, no problem, dude.
Yeah.
I might take mine after this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Shit.
there's a really pretty spot. If you go just, Calliope points, like out where he was from. There's a really pretty spot, just over there. It's like kind of like it's up over that hill. It's like you can see the whole valley. It's really pretty because you see the stars without the light pollution from the town. I mean, there's probably gonna be a little bit more because of all the fire, but
He just nods slightly and then turns and
Yeah, later.
continues dragging the occupied bag.
Calliope like scuttles away back up to the hill.
All right.
What did he say?
So basically, the Atzenales aren't in any danger right yet. I think. I'm pretty sure they haven't really broken into anything yet. They're kind of just doing their thing. They're just killing everybody, like everybody. But I don't think hikers are a problem. So you guys are fine. I told that guy's cool with me now. I think. So we should probably get there and like maybe assist the Atsnail family while they're still like alive, because they're not going to be alive for a while longer.
No shit. You found out where the leaders were?
Yeah, they're all in the cathedral. They're hiding out in the cathedral. They're doing stuff. I'm gonna okay, hear me out. I go in. Wait, no, wait. Do you want to knock that guy out and take his outfit? Because that would probably be the smart option. Then I could bring someone, and then we could, get another guy over, and then we could take his outfit, and then we could, by the time we're done, we're all in the outfits, and then we can go and actually get in without being immediately killed.
Makes sense.
All right, I'm gonna head back down there and ask and get.
I think you're overestimating.
What do you mean? I think I'm overestimating. Overestimating what?
How did you get in the cathedral in the first place?
Walked in.
Yeah, how did you walk in?
I walked in. See, that's the thing, is that I can walk into places. You can't walk into places because you're not me.
Alright, I do not have time for this because people are dying down there. How
Exactly, that's what I'm
in the
saying.
fucking cathedral?
I've already told you like 5 times. I literally.
Frederick had a key card.
Yeah, also, I do want to mention this, that Calliope told this to the dementia-ridden patient, like, twice now.
Said you walked in and now...
He did. No, he said last session he did say that there was the pushing key. But I mean, there's also windows, so we could just go through one of those. It's like an old ass cathedral. Like, unless you give a crap about stained glass, I think that we can just go through.
I think because of the the mesh, stained glass windows are harder to break through and not eviscerate yourself.
Yeah, but shatter though.
True. Spell slot
just-
though.
That is a whole second level spell.
I'll just Misty Step through.
That is also a whole second level spell.
Anyways, let's stop doing this dumb planning nonsense and just go in and save some people like big damn heroes. I don't know about you, but these past few days I've been pretty confident.
Yeah, good for you. I am gonna need you for something, so do try not to die.
I'm pretty sure I can't at this point. Like, I'm not trying to get a god complex or anything, but I mean, like, I've done some really stupid things in, like, the past 3 days, and I haven't died at all.
Alright. We're gonna make our way to the Atsnil barracks. Anyone you can save on the way, do so. Unless... No, just save whoever you can on the way.
Okay, gang, let's roll out. Hold up, I'm gonna tell that guy to go take his break now so we don't have to, like, just execute Red. Like, I know he's probably not a good guy, he's probably, yeah, not a cool guy, but I mean, like, also, killing everybody doesn't seem like it would solve many problems either. So I'm just gonna run back down there. You guys follow like maybe 20 paces behind, and I'll tell him to go leave or something.
Catherine, do you want to spend an hour putting the materia you have into something?
No, because I'm too panicky about.
Alright, no problem. Make out with the mic, please. Hi,
Okay.
Evie. Hi. Hi, girl. Okay, so you're making your way back down. He is probably, after 20 minutes, he's gotten the corpse there. And I think that he's about halfway done with the return trip.
So Clive is like, hey, buddy, I can, honestly, I'm starting to get used to it. The only way I can really get accustomed to the smell is like through practice. I can take your shift over if you want to take that break early.
What shift? We're all
I mean,
doing
like-
this.
Yeah, I know we're all doing this, but I meant like I can cover this bit if you wanted to go take that aforementioned
I
break.
mean, I'm just gonna go kill more people. I assume that was what you were gonna do.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. But I mean, like, don't you get tired?
Not yet. I figured I would probably go help with that huge guy with the anchor, and then after that, I'd probably take the break.
Okay. You know, but like, hear me out. What if you get killed? What if you, well, like, you could, no one's gonna fault you if you take your break like now and then come back and they've already killed the anchor guy and you get hurt. So I mean, like, I know the cause is important. I get that, but I mean, also, like, don't you want to like sleep tonight?
He gives you a little bit of pause. He's gonna make an insight check.
I was gonna ask if I could do a persuasion roll, but
Oh
I got
no. So he pauses for about 10 seconds. And then he goes, God damn it.
I'm
And
gonna reroll that.
You're re-rolling the insight check?
Yeah,
It's really early to waste that.
Alright.
I don't care.
So he says, You're not all there, are you? And then he taps his temple.
No, I had a concussion like a couple of days ago. It was pretty nasty, honestly. I got a massive head wound. Like, you want to see? It's a
No,
big ass
shut up. It doesn't matter if we die, because we come back.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it still sucks.
A couple of times it's happened to me. It's been pretty nice.
But I mean, like, the feeling of getting stabbed. Maybe I'm just not used to it yet. But that kind of hurts. Not gonna lie.
Maybe your adrenaline just doesn't work as well as mine does.
Yeah,
Either
I mean,
way, nah. I think I'm gonna head back in there. Like I said, I want to try out the anchor dude before I go look up that vista you told me about.
Yeah, okay. I'll come with you then. Cool, yeah, let's do it together.
Great.
Great.
And he pulls his big ol' staff with a serrated hacksaw at the end, and he starts
Calliope
walking
takes
back
those.
into the Chairs District. Everyone else, you watch as
Right.
Calliope starts making his way in with the other fellow, and
As the other fellow kind of like tags like forwards ahead, Calliope turns around and gives a big thumbs up. Like this is the plan.
this is the plan.
This is 100% the plan.
See, she points at Virgil. You're laughing now? One of us is gonna have to tell his sister when he fucking bites it.
I feel like now that I'm like actively like trying to see how far I can toe the line before Calliope gets killed, I'm never gonna get killed.
Well, you've used your reroll, and it's been about 20 minutes. So,
I'm excited.
as you start walking into the Cherus District, what's the rest of the party doing?
Following.
Alright, are you following at a fast pace? Are you booking it? Or are you going normal, slow?
Reasonably cautiously, I suppose, but as fast as is reasonable.
Alright. As you're approaching, it doesn't look like there's any sort of sentry system up on the walls. It looks like all of the personnel are likely being used to just sweep in and flush out everybody they can. As you get closer and closer, Amalia, that dull sort of throb on the surface of your chest intensifies just a little bit, and everyone else, you start to feel it as well. Calliope, you kind of assumed that it was just the tightness of the clothes and you not being used to them, especially given that you've worn pretty tight clothes in your life, but there's a weird sort of tightness on the surface of your chest as well. And it starts to become a little more identifiable, especially as you start approaching the actual entrance to the gate. One of the doors has been completely just shorn off. Pieces of it are lying scattered within about 20 feet and are also burning. The other one is hanging halfway off of its massive hinges. It's creaking under its own weight. There's a lot of different projectiles stuck in it. There's piles of rubble immediately as you enter the district. There's bodies that are not in linen bags wrapped with rope, just sort of half hidden by all the carnage and destruction that's everywhere. The smell gets much worse, and even beyond that, it's hard to breathe because of all the smoke in the air. There's screams coming from not really the buildings around you, but deeper into the district. It looks like most of these buildings have been dealt with.
Calliope's gonna like raise his voice and be like, "Hey, so you said you get used to this? Like, do you have any tips?"
Nothing that... If we're being honest, I think he can't really handle it because of the concussion. I've never really had a problem.
That seems like a lie for posturing's sake, dude. I mean, like, the first time you smelled a body, you never like gagged or even anything. That seems a little unbelievable. Like, come on.
He stops walking and he turns and faces you. Alright, dude, what's up?
I don't know. It's just it's like, think about it. It's like this.
No. What's your deal?
What do you mean? What's my deal?
Why are...
No, if you got a problem, you should say it. What's my deal? Come on.
His eyes narrow a little bit, and he mutters something under his breath. Roll perception.
Perception. 4.
Alright, so he might be... That might be the verbal part of a spell.
How far away are we from this?
So it would have taken them about 10 minutes to get back under the gate. They're right under the gate. You're about halfway there.
Is he close? Is he close enough that I can see his face?
No. They're inside the gate. You guys are still outside.
That's a shame.
Hey, Calliope's gonna be forthright with him and be like, "Hey man, did you just cast a spell?"
I'll say it louder if you want. And he slowly brings his weapon up into sort of a lackadaisical combat stance. I said there was an outfit missing.
Okay. Yeah?
Do you want to roll insight?
Okay. No. Calliope's gonna be like, "No, there wasn't. I was the one who did the stocks." I want to lie.
Roll deception.
There it is. 14.
I've never heard of stocks being done in my life. I'll give you one more try. His glance briefly switches from your face to your weapon and back to your face.
Out of character, are you expecting me to say something here?
14 deception, right. I have to contest that. Oof. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. And he immediately leaps at you. Does a 11 hit and 11 misses. So as he swings his weapon, how do you avoid this?
So Calliope, so you said it was like a saw blade, right?
Yeah, it's a hacksaw at the end of a staff. It's basically like a really brutal halberd.
So basically, as he's swinging it down, Calliope, I'm assuming it's partially horizontally. So basically, what Calliope does is that he follows the weapon towards its path of momentum, and just it gets bumped slightly with the shaft end of it, rather than having to really take any actual.
So you move in closer?
Yeah, moves in closer and then follows the path of the path of the swing.
So you're strafing around him.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
So now,
well,
yeah.
And this is a 2-turn initiative, and he already took it, so it's your turn.
Okay, so Calliope is going to.
You're unless you run, you're in this alone because your friends are 8 minutes away.
Well, it's it's one person.
Yep. It's
So-
one person that no. Go ahead.
It's would it be an action to roll insight to see what
No,
you were
it's a
just
free
about to
action.
say? All right. I will roll insight.
All right, with a 9, what are you trying to figure out?
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything underneath the surface about this guy.
Underneath the
Just get
surface. Yeah, you got hit by the haft of his weapon. It wasn't enough to really deal damage, but he one-handed it, and there was a lot of force behind that. And your
Alright.
mind briefly flashes back to Frederick's absurdly heavy crossbow.
Yeah, they are kind of just like the blood drunk hunters in the DLC, huh?
They seem really weirdly unnaturally strong.
All right. So, does he have a hat? He's got a hat, right?
Yes. I'm gonna say this one has a hood, and then has the mask tightly wound underneath the hood, with
I get that.
part of it just up to the bridge of his nose. You know.
All right, so I want to pull his hood over his head and then cast Misty Step and just book it.
All right. Roll deception.
All right. 16.
All right. So I'll say you feint in with your rider palash, and he goes to parry it, and then you just immediately switch to your other foot, grab the top of his hood, and tug it down. Roll stealth.
All right. For the
Yeah,
record,
proficiency and stuff.
I don't think so. Um, 15.
All right, so he sort of stumbles forward with the hood, and he goes, "Hey!" And where do you teleport? There's
Roof-
rubble, there's buildings, there's
rooftop.
balconies. You teleport to a rooftop. All right, are you
So
teleporting
I
to
will-
a slanted rooftop, a flat rooftop, one with a chimney nearby?
I would like to teleport directly on top of a chimney. So how I like? Do you want to describe this or can I?
No, you got this.
So basically, as he pulls down the hood, I'm imagining him swinging again, and then just like it cuts to a POV shot of like the Dishonor teleport, if you will.
Perfect.
And then it's like he looks up, and then like we make a brief eye contact before Calliope just starts to book it rooftop to rooftop.
Okay. You hear him yell behind you, and you hear the flap, flap, flap of feet rapidly hitting the cobbles underneath as he starts to do his best to make chase by the ground, but you can tell he's running in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Since I
Aaron, can you do me a favor and check his character sheet and see if there's like proficiencies put in?
Wow. You don't have any proficiencies.
is that really is it important?
You should have
Yes.
4. 2 from your background and 2 from your race or class.
Huh.
And that just
Right
means you
now-
check those boxes. But we're gonna do that later.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will skedaddle, running back to the group.
I'm gonna say, because I don't really care, just pick 4
Okay.
and then click the check boxes.
Yeah. I know.
All right, so you're circling back around to the entrance.
Yes.
Okay. So everybody else, you get to the mouth of the Cherus district. You see all the carnage that I already described. There are makeshift wooden coffins that are bolted shut and strapped with rope, just leaning up against some of the buildings here. It's kind of the worst thing you've ever seen, Catherine. But you are holding out hope that the Atzenales are holding their own. Because that is what Calliope relayed to you. In fact, you hear signs of combat happening in the general direction of the Atzenalian estate. And Amalia, out of the corner of your eye, you see Calliope just kind of perched on a rooftop nearby.
What the fuck is he doing?
He drops down and he goes, "Hey, so basically,
You failed, didn't you?
what? Repeat what you
Okay.
said, but
You said you failed, didn't you?
failed what?
I don't know. Whatever you're doing.
My entire plan was just to get recon. Like, I don't think I really failed that. And you haven't really even done anything.
Yeah, you only followed the guy in here, and I'm presuming since you're up on a rooftop, you probably alerted him to who you are.
Hey, that's metagame. And no, I'm joking.
I
Like-
think that's a reasonable guess, given.
I know, I'm joking. Yeah, well, he was gonna go kill somebody, and then I was like, hey, what's up with that? And then he was like, wait a second, you're not a psychopath. And I was like, yeah, I'm not. And then he tried to attack me, and then I...
People are dying, make it brief.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that basically we can get to the Atzenale home, evacuate people, and then leave this shithole.
Okay, everyone follow me.
Alright,
Well, I mean,
Virgil,
alright.
roll survival, I guess, to see how well you remember your way around these streets.
City secrets.
That's right. So, Catherine, you're like, wait, you're going the wrong way, and then you realize that he's using a bunch of shortcuts that he's probably seen along the way that you weren't even aware of. and one of them takes you past the sewer grate that leads to the graveyard. However, Malia, roll Arcana. Alright, the throb, like on the surface of your chests, intensifies as you get closer to the cathedral.
Oh, you guys are feeling that too?
It's whatever curse that ghost asshole laid in us.
What's up with that?
You know,
Find out.
Yeah, I knew I'd be working on it. Speaking of, Virgil, that's why we can't leave. Why the fuck are they tidying up after themselves?
Information. I don't know.
No, think about it. If their goal is just to kill everyone in the district, what the fuck does it matter if they're hiding bodies or dragging them out of the gate?
Maybe they're
I
not
mean-
looking up.
Some
Ye-
rituals?
Did your guy say anything about that?
Well, no, but I can extrapolate that they're probably going to be using this space for something, so they're probably just making room.
No, that doesn't make sense. Only some of them are being taken out. The rest are just being tucked away in the corner?
So you know what they say. And then he just keeps walking.
We definitely need information.
Hopefully these guys can give it to us.
I could, like, try and ask someone else. I
No.
mean,
You
It's
already
not-
played that card once.
yeah,
Best to avoid a worse outcome.
it literally work. It'll work again. I can almost guarantee it with, like anyone, because I mean,
No.
Amalia, how the people his kind can die, right?
Kinda. Ish.
wait a second, I can't die?
Yeah, you can, sort of.
Wait. What?
Oh, okay. Well,
Look.
that's
I would love to get into the metaphysics of how these people work, but maybe not right now.
But you know what? I mean, that kind of just further cements the fact that I could totally just go ask someone again, because it's not like they're not going to, like, that guy who knows that I'm not, like, actual, it's not like they're gonna be, like, they're not gonna be able to tell literally everyone in, like,
I mean,
20 minutes.
with enough sending spells, I assume you could.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't really.
Easy.
I've never seen any of the Black Hats casting any spells. Like Frederick never casted a spell. That guy never casted a spell. I think it's like segmented between like the Black Hats and the White Hats.
Look, they obviously have some form of communication around, but probably be on the alert for people who are just wandering up, asking them stuff.
Especially when you consider the fact of how quickly they realized I had already messed with one of their members. Information and eyes are everywhere.
All right, then I have a plan. Let's see the extent of how far this goes. You know. So like, Eric,
What's up?
are there any like Black Hats just like around?
Like I said, they basically
Are they
cleared
all,
out
like,
this
congregated? Okay.
space already. They've moved in deeper into the city.
Well, yeah, let's just get to the Atzenale district, and then we'll figure stuff out. Like the actual Atzenale house place, because I don't think they've gotten in yet.
All right. So as you start moving closer and the screams become a little more they're less airy and ephemerally distant. You can actually make out some words. none of them, at least none of the voices that sound like they would be coming from muffled like from the masks, are calling for a retreat. You hear some cries of pain. You hear all of the sudden an incredibly deep-throated roar, and then the ground underneath you like rumbles in a very noticeable way, and a huge deluge of water from seemingly nowhere just cascades down one of the buildings near you and it washes over you guys up to like your knees. Roll a Constitution save.
Oh my god, this guy's
Angry cat yowling noises. Very angry cat yowling noises.
Oh,
I can't believe it. He's been washed away in the ocean.
14.
All right, so
This is gonna happen, so
so-
I'm not gonna re-roll it.
everyone but Calliope fails and is just washed into the other side of the street. You all slam against one of the buildings. All three of you are soaked. Calliope, you're soaked, but you just kind of take it as you've had photo shoots under waterfalls before.
Oh, 100%. Calliope strikes a pose.
Amalia, this also isn't that unfamiliar to you. You just weren't prepared for it whatsoever. And
You guys okay?
Angry cat yowling noises.
3 bludgeoning damage to the 3 of you. Oh, also Albus, which I have to roll for.
Albus responds.
I think he's here actually.
Okay, fine. I mean, what the...
All right, yeah, Albus fails as well. So minus 3
Everybody
health.
gets along.
And then after that, Amalia, you see like some moving mass, just barely visible above the rooftops to the north, which is to your slightly forward and left direction. It looks like something ghostly hovering through the streets.
Tasmal assholes over there.
That's a way of describing them. So, let's go.
Alright, you keep proceeding, and Amalia, you notice somebody that isn't quite all the way dead. Nestled behind an overturned table that's sort of propped up as cover near one of the buildings that's close to you guys. It's sort of a trembling foot and ankle that you peer at, and it's got some of the Atzenalian colors on.
Alright, Amalia goes over.
Hey! Alright.
So as you move the table to look at them, it is Rudolph. Half of his right arm has been completely shorn off. The clothes that's normally on his torso have just been ripped to shreds by whatever was attacking him. There's blood running down his face, and his leg is really badly broken. As you say that, his eye just sort of quivers up at you, and there is only fear there, no recognition. He is clutching his badly dismembered arm really close to his chest, and there's a lot of blood around him.
Virgil!
Hey, okay.
Stand the bleeding at least.
Jeez.
All
Oh,
this time and I was muted.
What's up, Yaroth?
Sorry, I just fixed the sound. I have lost probably an hour of almost an hour of listening.
You guys are in the city, trying to get to the Atzenalian estate, because apparently there's some sort of resistance being held up there to all of the fighting that's going on here. You just found a very close to dead Rudolph hunkered down behind an overturned table.
And for that, I am gonna grab at him and do a medicine check.
So as you guys approach, he
Virgil!
sort of grits his teeth in pain as he tries to clamber away from you. There's no recognition in his eyes. He's not making any noises. He's looking at you with just terror.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look.
Rudolph, calm
Would there
down.
be anything in my poisoner's kit that could knock people like
Yeah, you
unconscious
have
or make them-
sedatives.
Yeah, a sedative.
Don't knock him out.
I won't. I'll just make him a bit less alert.
Doctor of the ship, indeed.
Okay, here, breathe this. I had to shove a rag in his face.
Are you chloroforming him?
No, but I'm doing something that's gonna make him like.
All right. So he pulls his other arm out, and there's metal shrapnel that is sticking out of his fingers. It doesn't look like it got stuck there. It looks like it burrowed out from beneath his skin, and it's coming out of his hand all the way up to halfway up his forearm, and he slashes it at you. 22 hits, I believe.
I believe so too.
Damn.
You take 6 slashing damage.
Hey,
So
kid! Okay, then let me find a different thing that I can just throw the powder in his face.
all right.
So chaotic.
So you get the powdered sedative and you throw it in his face, and as you do, some of it gets into his mouth and he starts coughing and hacking, and you see that his tongue has been cut out.
God damn it. Okay, so
He does start to calm down significantly though. He goes limp, his eyes sort of glaze over. He's still conscious, but he's dead weight.
all right, so Flyfeet's gonna
One
move
day
over.
one giving information.
Flyfeet
Fuck.
move over and be like, "Hey, buddy, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be like." He's going through all the movements of like what you tell someone when they're panicking. I don't know if this is persuasion because it already. They already got
His eyes slowly like move over to your face and then just drift past with no sense of him even really seeing you or hearing your words.
Damn. Well, hopefully, Clyde looks
Virgil, stem the bleeding, and we're gonna have to move.
You guys start to hear footsteps. They're not coming from the direction you were moving in, but they're also not coming from the direction you came from. You guys are moving west. You came from the east. The footsteps are coming from the north. I'm going to put you on the map. Do you want to summon your danger plant, Catherine?
Yep. We're not on the map.
I know. So this is the table. It's down at the bottom. This is the table. Calliope and Kvi are all herded around it. Alrighty, put the danger plant on. It's here. So the noises are coming from up this way.
Okay.
I don't. Oh,
You know what?
I'm saying I don't like this at all.
I mean,
It's terrible. Nothing we can do about it.
So with a
I don't
12 in
think-
medicine, Catherine, that was to sedate him, right?
Yep.
Right, gotcha. Virgil, roll.
Yep.
So you need to do a lot here. You need to There's some foreign flesh in a lot of these wounds. You need to get that out, or he's going to fester really, really quickly. Lots of these lacerations are going to go toxic. You need to amputate a little bit of the rest of his arm, and then you need to cauterize it because nothing else could be done in this time frame. You need to essentially give him an entire work done on his torso. You need to strip off all the cloth, all the fabric, or he's going to die really soon. You need to splint his leg as well.
And how much of this?
He's gonna be standing behind
he
him.
can- Yeah.
This is going to take you probably about an hour to an hour and a half.
And how far away does the footsteps sound?
They're coming closer, and roll survival or perception.
Oh no. Perception would be better.
I'm gonna give you advantage since it's auditory. 22 gets it. Don't worry about it.
Great.
It sounds like if they don't make any turns, they're gonna be here in about 3 to 5 minutes.
Does a passive perception get that or no?
What's your passive?
17.
Yeah.
Alright. So Calliope looks over to Virgil and like partially over to Rudolph and is like, alright. I see this as quite a bad situation. I'm going to see if I can't distract them and pick because I can move very quickly. Like I could probably get them on my tail and then go somewhere else while you guys, fix him up. I think that's
No.
that might. Care to elaborate?
Why the fuck are you so eager to die?
I'm not.
You really are.
I'm being candid with you at the moment. Is if they come here, there's probably a way, way, way larger chance that everyone here dies. Considering that I'm pretty sure that the only living things here aside from us are them.
Virgil, can you be moved?
He cannot be moved.
No, there's no chance.
I feel as though that honestly, I don't think that this is going to kill me, because all things considered, that we've kind of evaded these guys pretty easily. They're not the smartest.
Yeah. Welcome to a fucking revolution.
What?
Don't really have time for this, but hey, guess what? That revolution you wanted a few days ago? Welcome to it. Everyone here is in danger.
I'm aware?
Are you really?
Yes.
Fucking act like. Amalia is going to. Does she have?
What if we moved Rudolph through magic, like the mission door? Would he be safe through that?
Yeah.
Do we have
No,
that?
no one has dimension door.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
It's a
we
level
have,
3, isn't it?
yeah,
Okay.
we have we're level 4. We have Misty Step, moves in 30 feet.
I miss dimension door sometimes, what can I say?
Alright, you know what? If you don't want me trying to make these people go somewhere else, then, we should probably do something with Virgil then, so he doesn't become a target. Can I, Eric, can I cast Silent Image, over them, so it just looks like more rubble?
Silent Image is a 5 foot by 5 foot square, I think. Let me look at it.
It doesn't have any info on it. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I know. You create the image of an object, creature, some other visible phenomenon no
15
larger than a
foot cube.
15-foot cube. So, if they all hunkered down, Yeah, you could.
Right.
Which we would probably have to do in order to
Yeah.
do all. Any of
Alright,
this.
Alright, Amalia, if all you're gonna do is complain and not let me do anything, check this out. And then silent image.
All right, you
Over.
silent image a basically what it looks like except invisible.
Yeah, I really like the idea of it's just like a 15 by 15 foot cube of like Gmod pink and black missing texture. I know that's not what it is. It's
Correct.
really
Hilarious.
funny. Anyways, but yeah, he like points at it kind of indignantly and is like, "That's good enough, I suppose."
How long do you need to work?
An hour.
You don't have an hour.
How much do you like Rudolph?
Alright, let's be practical. He's going to die if we try moving him.
Yep.
Well, no. He'll die if we try moving him. What if we got a stretcher?
Don't really think you'd be able to find one, but
We can
nah,
make
I think it would be too risky. There's a lot that has to be done, and any bit of it could just lacerate various key organs.
Alright. Then, doctor's opinion. He's definitely going to die if we leave.
He's going to die if we leave, and he's going to die if I don't get this hour.
This smell won't last that long.
You can kind of see why I offered to, distract the people coming, right?
Do
This
you
isn't a
really
good
think you
situation.
could distract
So
them for a
go,
whole
distract
hour?
them.
Oh, wait, I could just cast silent image again and make it look like this is a dead end. That seems like a pretty smart move.
Are you looking at the map?
I'm looking at the map, and you said that it was coming from, let me ping
The
it.
north.
Yeah, so if we go, I'm just gonna, so, like, from this direction, and right? Like, right before...
So the buildings that are around, like occupying these spaces, some of them are a little taller than 15 feet. Not all of them.
Okay.
It would be pretty hard to make that convincing, especially given how perceptive the hunters seem to be.
Alright.
Albus, do you want to do anything preparatory?
Am I there?
Yes.
How does the danger plant move?
It crawls. It pulls itself on vines, basically.
Can the danger plant envelop him?
Could. Like, assuming that it hold them stuff.
So, are you asking if it could, like, moving blanket with them?
Yeah.
Just due to a lot of the terrain height differences and the stairs that you occasionally have to walk up, it would be risky, but you could try, and you would be constrained to the danger plant's movement, which, if I remember correctly, is pretty low. It's
You
15
don't
feet.
want Rudolph.
Yeah, it can only move 15 feet at a time. And if it dashes, then Virgil's gonna fall off. Or
Also,
Rudolph is gonna
Rudolph
fall off.
dies, then that'll suck. Like,
He definitely dies if we leave him here, whereas this way, he maybe dies.
out of character for a second. If like looking at this objectively, if we just move the combat encounter away from Virgil and Rudolph,
Oh, yeah.
it's ostensibly just stay. We could have him just stay here for an hour and finish it
Absolutely, yeah.
safely.
Uh-huh.
Which is why.
Yep.
Do you know how long an hour is in D&D, Fergus?
I don't know.
It's
It's-
a very long time.
One round is 6 seconds.
One round is 10 seconds in my campaigns.
One round is 10 seconds.
So it would be
We absolutely do not
it would
have
be
the time
360 rounds.
for now.
Okay. But also, we all, out of character, we all value Rudolph, right?
Yeah, which is why I'm trying to save him in the only way that really we can.
I could see this working if we just, like... I guess the Atzenilian house is also, like... this is one hell of a situation.
The
Welcome
Atzenilian
to
house
an
is
Eric
probably like
campaign.
45 minutes away from where you guys currently are.
Yeah, it's just that, like, the problem is that if we try to move Rudolph, he dies. Almost definitely, with our luck.
Yeah,
And
and we cannot stay here for an hour to fix him. So it's either run the risk of moving him and he maybe dies, or he stays here and definitely dies.
Are we sure that those are the only two options here?
Yeah,
I mean, there's a third option.
What's that?
Harvest the
Virgil
organs.
Mercy killing him.
That's not really an option.
I included
yeah,
that
it
under.
is.
I included that under if he stays here under any circumstances he dies.
That's fair.
Brainstorming this, Eric.
I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes, and then time
Alright.
progresses.
Okay, sure, yeah, all right.
There's nothing magic can do. There's nothing. Anything else can really do. Your silent image lasts 10 minutes. You can cast it 4 times. And then we are vulnerable for 20 minutes.
So, what do you guys actually want to do though? Like what do we?
Wait,
plan- like,
he, Calliope, you're a sorcerer.
yeah.
You can convert sorcery points to spell slots.
Not enough. He's level 4.
Right.
I'm just trying to think. Because how because I don't imagine it being very fun for Caro/Virgil to just stay here for an hour while working on a half-dead boy.
Oh no, he's dead. If we stay here for an hour, he's dead. We do not have an hour to waste.
But also, Eric has done the thing with the footsteps far away, actually not being an opposing force at all, like a couple of times by now.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter one way or the other.
And why is that?
Because we still have to move him, and if he stays in an active war zone for an hour, he's dead.
So this is still a portion of the city that looks like it's been
Yeah.
sufficiently cleared out. There's
That's
not a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
fighting going on here.
It's the only reason why we're not in combat is because there's not many people.
The people approaching you guys has been the first people you've heard. This basically the entire trek.
And also, moving him with the danger plant 15 feet every turn with the chance of Rudolph falling off and just dying like a dropping egg doesn't sound like a great idea either. Like, this is a
Well,
pretty
Danger
quiet
Plant
zone.
can, like, hold on to him.
The problem is if
Safely?
it holds on to him, that's
Yeah.
pretty functionally identical to you guys carrying him, which is the risk. He needs
Yeah,
to
but
hold still.
If it's holding his limbs in place,
So do you want to roll medicine to see if you can get a portion of danger plant to act as like a hospital bed with crawling wheels?
yes.
So like I said, the Atzenilian district is about 45 minutes away. You're gonna have to figure out some other place to put him.
While also him not dying with Virgil fixing him. This is a conundrum, but I don't think it's a conundrum that Eric would have been willing to put here if we could, solve it reasonably. Therefore, I don't
Yeah.
think that this is as
Yeah, no-
dangerous as a situation as as we're anticipating. I think that this is
Alright.
What's up,
So
Stuart?
in the middle of the war zone, you're banking on those footsteps coming down there being pals.
well. No, I'm saying is that it's barely a war zone, and if we deal with said encounter, I don't know.
We can only presume for this area.
It's also the
Right.
matter of separating the metagame from what you actually know.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know?
I'm aware. I'm like thinking about this like from like a standpoint here. I'm just like, I just don't want Rudolph to die because that sucks. But you know what?
You think you could distract them for the hour?
Hmm. Yeah, probably. But I don't want to take up too much screen time, which is the problem.
If everyone really wants me to, I don't care. I'll hunker down and fucking work on the guy.
All right, time's up. What are you guys doing? The footsteps are going to the bearer of the footsteps are going to show up within 10 seconds. Or within enough time for you guys to enact whatever plan of action you're immediately going to take.
Alright, shit, let's just fight them. It's a very deafening silence. Assuming that the footsteps are really, really close, can I, like, ready in action?
Yeah. So if you guys are fighting them, are you sustaining the silent image?
Silent image for long enough so we can see who it is.
Yeah, that was the thought, yes.
And you're in disguise, Calliope, so you ready your action to what?
Shadow Blade if they figure it out.
Position yourself accordingly.
I would stay. There's no reason for you to talk to them. Stay in the silent image.
Alright, so...
Alright, actually, yeah, you're right. Why not? Somewhat in the...
So the first one that shows up is up here. He
it
is
Black Hat?
carrying a giant slab of metal that is taking most of his strength, and attached to the front of it is an 8-barreled rotor. He's looking around, doesn't seem to see your guys' position at all. And then down here, these two fellas show up. And then out from behind them, this one shows up. And their eyes, her eyes, I should say, because this is very clearly a female, very emaciated, almost splintered arms and legs, and an inhuman sort of forward lurch in the torso. Green light from 4 different points is coming out from underneath her hood. And as she begins to turn towards you, all of your chests start to hurt very badly. She raises an
Yes.
arm and points. You create a Shadow Blade, Calliope. Shadow Blade is concentration, silent image goes down.
Yep.
And you guys have a surprise round. So, roll initiative. Click your characters first.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you want to control your character by yourself, Yaroth, or is Roll20 still bugging out?
didn't have plus. I think I can do it.
All right. I'm gonna close your character sheet then.
No, keep it. And
Okay, I'm reopening your character sheet.
also, I didn't get a chance to say. Yeah, I do have the turret.
Hold on, you're a little quiet. I'm gonna turn the music down. What was that? Do you still need me to do the controls?
He said he was going to give it a shot and that he had the turret up.
Alright, great. You have the turret out. It's a handgun, I believe. So, you guys have a surprise round, Virgil.
Oh gosh. He looks to Amalia. Fighter.
Not much of a choice now.
Very well. Dart.
What?
Dart.
Alright, who you attacking?
I should probably go with the spooky woman thing.
Alright, roll attack. She is not surprised, FYI. That hits, roll damage. Does that have a poison on it?
Yes.
It has cocaine.
Are you
No, it does not have the cocaine.
okay?
I feel like.
I mean, it has heroin in it.
Guns are bludgeoning. Amalia punches things
Guns
a lot.
are piercing.
Guns are piercing.
Yes. Yamato cannons are bludgeoning, but you guys don't have one of those.
Unfortunate.
I'm trying to think of the party's inventory and what we have more of right now.
Amalia is the only one who'd be bludgeoning, and she's not going to be bludgeoning because she has a great sword now.
Alright, then hemophobic poison it is.
Alright, great. Poison blitters takes an additional 1d6. Great. Slashing or piercing damage. You did not have advantage on that, so no sneak attack damage. Kavi, your turn. Unless you're moving.
That's a shame.
Are you moving?
Yes. He will just kind of scuttle in for that half cover.
Okay.
Agile is a blessing.
Kavi, what are you doing?
Actually, see if I can do that. If I went there, how does that work again? Piercing thunder. All creatures in that line below the result.
Make out with the
Okay.
mic, please. I can't really hear you. Oh,
Yeah.
that hits both of these guys. So describe how you do this. You're activating your materia. That's a
Yep.
fuck ton of damage.
That's a yeah.
And one of those was a 1.
Yep.
Leave it to me. And I tap the gem on my shotgun, cock it, and I pull back the trigger, and instead of bullets, there's this sort of noise and some sparks, and then this line of like lightning zoops out.
Thunder is concussive, so it's
Okay,
a sonic
fine.
explosion.
Fine. Then the thunder comes out after the lightning, and it goes boom. And
All right. So it blasts almost half of this woman's torso off, and then goes behind that, and you hear a yelp as it hits the person behind them. As you take out your weapon and just fire this concussive, essentially cylinder of force. The portions of the thick white cloth robes that are tightly bound to the woman reveal the body underneath, and it's this festering corpse-like skin that starts crawling around and piecing itself back together, but the arm does not reform. It's just a stump.
Disgusting.
And the hood is also blasted off, and you can clearly see her head, which is completely hairless. It has a row of, like, innumerable horns of varying sizes, twisting in different directions. The 4 glowing green points were her eyes. She does not have a mouth, and there's some almost chitinous plates between her chin and neck. Her mouth opens, and you hear this guttural sort of clicking.
Yeah, well, you're not so pretty either.
Alright? Calliope, your turn.
So right after this, Calliope both looks surprised that guns did that, but also like kind of on track now.
Catherine, make sure you spend a point of effort, because that's what that costed.
Alright.
23
That was
damage,
cool.
by the way, for the listeners.
Yeah, that's so much damage.
Too bad it's just thunder. The extra piercing would have been a little nice, but I'll take it.
Calliope runs over to the white hood, and just attempt. I can attack from like this diagonal.
Yes, you
right?
can, and as you get there, you see that this one is carrying the hacksaw spear, and he's not looking great. His hood has been blown off, and he's bleeding really badly from his torso. Not quite as bad off as the woman in front of him, but he sees you and he goes, "It's the brat!"
Hey, you don't look so good. And as he looks over and says that, he looks back over to the abhorrent creature in front of him, and attempts
Should have
to
took your break.
and attempts to just like thrust the top of like the shadow blade very like sheepishly at its head.
All right, roll attack.
And for shadow blade, what do I roll?
Click Shadow Blade just to make sure it doesn't have the description.
It doesn't. I was looking at it.
Shadow
There's
Blade
just-
5e.
I'll add these in later.
Just-
I'll add these in after this.
Okay. You can also at me to do it. You are currently in dim light or darkness, so you make the attack roll with advantage. Counts as a simple melee weapon with which you are proficient. So roll dexterity plus proficiency, 1d20 with advantage.
Plus proficiency?
Yes. So
So
1d20
would I-
plus dex plus proficiency with advantage.
Alright. I'm sorry. So that would just be so
Two
dexterity-
1d20s, and your... Let me pull this over. Plus 3 plus 2. 1d20
Yeah,
plus
okay.
5 twice.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be
Yep,
17
20,
and 9.
22 to hit is... Alright, so 2d8 psychic damage.
Yes. It's really scuffed.
That's a lot of damage, alright?
All right, sweet. So Calliope, like, picks up holding the blade, just kind of like gently thrusts the ethereal sword kind of into her head and wiggles it around, because it causes psychic damage, right?
Yeah.
So he's just kind of like wiggling it around in her weird
One of the eyes, one of the green eyes just explodes, and it screeches.
Nice. Your turn.
Alright, everyone make a constitution saving throw.
Man, I keep rolling 14.
Oh, thankfully the DC was 12. Albus, waiting on you. You do not have to roll for the danger plant, by the way.
Doesn't have a heart to curse.
Roll for me.
Is it not working? Constitution.
Bit cluttered in the input.
Alright, so everyone but Virgil. Virgil, you are stunned.
That's fair.
So, your chest, like, you feel something emanate out from it, and, and then you feel this, like, coldness as all of a sudden chains manifest and cling your arms to your chest, your legs together, and you can't keep your footing anymore. You topple over, your vision goes black, you start hearing disembodied screams from every direction. Everyone else's perspective, you just see Virgil fall over.
Virgil,
Terrified.
keep it together.
Is he okay?
You don't hear anything they're saying.
Oh, It's not
now,
that far away, is it?
no, you're not that far away.
He just didn't,
He's
it
just
didn't
stunned.
sound like anything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Albus. What would you like to do?
I wanna say, but I'm getting some.
I'm gonna turn the music down a little more. What was that? Can you see the map?
I can, but I having a bit of troubles.
Can you see the enemies?
Okay, no, I just zoomed out. I zoomed out. So those are stairs, right?
Yes, those are stairs. And then this guy looks like he has a ranged weapon. These two look like they have melee weapons, and this one looks like a horrible monster.
Okay, so I do have the shield up.
Okay, so you bonus action the shield?
No, no, I had them up.
Oh,
I
you
had
you have a
trouble
shield equipped.
both that return. Give me a moment.
Okay.
What was the name of
The arm apparatus?
I had I am having trouble finding the.
Take your time. I'm gonna go turn my space heater off. I'll be right back. Arms deployed, have tower shield up on said arms. Turret on the other, and just the light hammer on my actual hands. Okay. So that was your setup. What do you want to do for your turn then?
Okay, yeah. Move there.
Alas.
Yara. No, we've lost him.
He's typing in chat.
Oh yeah.
Does he though?
Welcome back.
Everything big glitch.
You're a little quiet.
I'm glitching everything. Everything is glitching. No. Okay, I do the protection.
Okay. 1d10 plus 4. Everyone except for Virgil gets 10 temporary health points. That's your bonus action. What do you want to do with your action? You want to shoot somebody? You have a bonus to piercing damage because of the hemophobic poison.
Bonus to what?
What was that?
You said a bonus to what?
Yeah, the shield should be a bonus action. So you have an action.
Fairy fire from the group plus
You're shooting the blue?
whatever you think is good.
Alright, you're gonna focus on the horrible creature then.
On the melee ones.
You wanna fight the melee ones?
Yeah.
Do you need me to roll?
Me try that.
Bless you.
Thank you.
We'll get through this together.
Will we?
Absolutely.
I believe in you too.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, there's a confirmed case of COVID-19 in my apartment complex.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
That's more or less that. The group. It should cover enough, right? It's a 20 square radius.
oh, you're fairy firing?
Yes, that's what I was.
Alright. Resistance rolls. He unfortunately crits. -1. Alright, so the monster makes it, and the guy in the back makes it. This one, however, is highlighted. So I'm going to make him purple.
So many Urogas.
So Albus just jettisons some fairy fire over the three combatants in front of you guys. Two of them manage to shake it off, but one of them it adheres to tightly, and it's hard for him to move evasively. You guys all get a weird preternatural instinct for what he's going to do. And Amalia, your turn.
Alright, so. Quick question. How do my invocations work with something like Scorching Ray?
Your intonations.
Yep.
If you melee convert Scorching Ray, you punch 3 times.
No way.
If you add damage to Scorching Ray, it procs on the first one. Unless the intonation specifically says that it adds damage to a ray attack, in which case it adds it to all of them.
Is there one like that?
There might be, might not be.
The specific text of it is, for the one I have, is 1d12 fire damage per intonation attack.
Yep. So that one is not ray specified.
Right.
It would just add to the first one.
So yeah, we're gonna light these guys up with Scorching Ray.
Alright, who are you attacking?
So 1, 2, 3. Third one's gonna be the one with the intonation.
Alright.
So. One,
Hit.
2.
That's a roll with advantage.
By the way, does
Nope.
adjacent count everything within 5 feet, like all 8 squares?
Oof.
Yes. You cast Fairy Fire on everything within the 8 squares.
But I mean, I mean for the shield, for the bonus.
For the shield, you got Calliope, you, Kavi, and Danger Plant.
No, I mean that's the protect.
Ah,
I mean
right,
the
that's right. I
Tower
forgot to
shield.
add
Oh, the
that.
Tower Shield? The Tower Shield, because it's on your arms, is going to provide AC bonuses for everybody from this guy's ranged attacks. Except for... Actually,
Except
yeah.
Virgil.
it should be everybody. I think, because Virgil, it has a hard time aiming at anyways, because he's right down the stairs.
So it should be like.
Okay, so this one for the damage on that. Does that hit?
17 hits, the 14, 12 misses, and the 8 misses. You can exert the 8. You can exert the 12 and the 14. You can exert whatever you want to. But the 17 already hits.
Sure, let's exert the. I'm going to exert the 14.
Okay.
So that's 1d6 plus con.
6 plus con or wisdom. Alright.
5.
Yep, 19 hits. So, describe your Scorching Ray.
So Malia just whips the great sword off her back, plants it in the ground, points her. Now let's turn her full firebender. So she's gonna stomp forward, punch out her fist, and send out the blast of fire that way. Punches out 3 times.
So, you punch out 3 times. The monster just unnaturally bends reality around it so that the fire passes through harmlessly. The other one snakes right between Calliope and moves past this purple guy, and then you sort of move your arm out and then clutch your fist and pull it back. The ray switches directions and slams into his back. Meanwhile, the other one was sent in a slight arc over the first creature's head and just impacts with this guy's chest. Roll damage.
Okay.
And then
Nice.
intonation on... Yep, so 6 and then 15.
Yep.
Okay. So you kill the guy in the back. The bolt hits him in the chest. His clothes start incinerating. Speak what the affix is.
Kill him. Kill him.
And you just hear screams coming from the alley as he incinerates. You hear him thunk against one of the walls as he falls over. This one takes... There we go. And now we are at the top of the turn order.
I suppose I have to stay here so Virgil gets his cover.
You don't have to.
You don't.
Do whatever you want.
Do you want to move?
No, Virgil meets all the protection he can get in life.
So this one pulls out 2 meat cleavers. One of them has sort of like a blunt edge to it, like a piece of metal that was just jammed on and welded there. So it's like a sword with a hammer at the end. He steps around the side, rushes into here, and he is going to make a couple attacks on Albus. 24 definitely hits. And 15 misses, I believe. So the first attack from the one without the hammer just clink right into the tower shield as your automated arm just immediately moves it in the way. And then from under that, the one with the hammer tip just rises up, and you really have to put your effort in to avoid it. You take 10 HP damage, which gets rid of your temp health. So the prismatic barrier around you that was projected by your gun shatters. This one's dead. Your turn, Virgil. Roll a Constitution save.
Boop.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do you want to exert that?
Sounds like you're telling me to exert
I'm
that.
telling you to exert that. You missed it by 1.
Oh, bullshit. I'll exert it. Doesn't matter what I
Alright,
roll.
so you succeed, roll, and then subtract it from your health.
Well, yeah, I guess it does then, doesn't it?
Oof. That sucks. So the chains start to tighten, and you manage to wriggle your claws outward and just start pulling them off. Everyone, and most especially Amalia, Virgil starts looking like he's having a tantrum/seizure. And as you manage to pull them off, it almost feels like you're pulling something out of your heart. And your vision comes back, and the distant screams stop, and you're prone. But you're not stunned. And Kavi's turn.
At least being
Okay.
Man,
So,
that's a really good hit dice roll. I'm angry.
Yeah, that sucks real bad.
That's quite a lot of hit die.
so who goes first, me or Danger?
In either order. Danger Plant's your bonus action.
Okay. So Danger Plant is gonna start whacking that guy.
Okay, roll attack.
Um,
That hits, roll damage.
that wasn't the damage.
You click the attack text.
Okay.
Like in chat, you click italicized attack :
Okay.
Eight slashing. Nice. Roll an additional. Nope, he wasn't the one that was hemophobically poisoned. So 8 slashing.
And For me, I'm gonna shoot that guy.
Roll attack.
Did I do that 3 times?
Yes, you did. And
I meant to do that only twice.
okay, so the first 2 miss, unfortunately. So you just and none of the pellets seem to really meet their target. As mind-blowing as that might be. Describe how your danger plant just starts to beat the shit out of the purple guy.
Okay, range
So he's got his
reaches
2
up
swords.
a hand, so to speak. A thing made of vines and crawling and almost like mossy looking stuff.
Make out with the mic.
Ropey, solid. Oh, it's basically whap, 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 but with acid on the end.
Perfect. So he's just reeling from each strike as the danger plant's massive, barky, viney limbs just. All right. So this guy moves to here. The 8-barreled rotor starts to. And he starts spraying all of you with lead. Dexterity saves from everybody. Advantage for Albus because you have the tower shield up.
Dex, 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 dex,
And
dex. Well, that's not nice.
Yikes.
oh,
From everybody?
yep. You have disadvantage because you're on the ground.
It's fair.
Actually, is it a range attack?
This is ranged AOE.
It should be normal, not disadvantage, because prone helps with that.
But he's prone, so he can't make dex saves. If it was a ranged attack roll, it would have disadvantage.
Yeah. Saves. Wait. Yeah, saves. Range attack would be normal.
Thankfully,
Would
Virgil's
be advantage.
coming back swinging, and
He's
he
rolling around.
he does the thing that all the athletic kids in middle school impress their friends with, where he puts his arms above his shoulders and just flips to his feet. He does that except over bullets.
Yeah.
Calliope, Kavi. Let's see, Albus is with advantage. Alright, Albus makes it, Amalia makes it, so you take half. So Virgil takes half, Amalia takes half, Albus takes half.
Oh, if only I had evasion. Soon.
Kavi.
Soon.
Kavi, can you roll the
Yeah.
dex save?
Yeah, I got a 7.
Oh, where is it?
It's above mine.
Oh, yep. Oh, Spaghetti-O. Alright, so everyone that takes half takes 10. Everyone that takes full takes 20.
Bruh.
So, Calliope, you don't have a temp health shield. Kavi, you don't have a temp health shield. Or, no.
I do.
Kavi, your temp health shield gets blown up and you take 10 health damage.
Yep.
Calliope, your shield gets blown up and you take 10 health damage. Virgil, your shield, you didn't have a shield, so you only take 10 health damage. Amalia, your shield, you didn't have a shield either, so you also take 10 health
No, she
damage.
did have a shield. He said everyone but Virgil had a shield because he was lying on the ground.
Amelia
Yeah, he did
was
say that.
occupying the same space, and I just didn't see her. It's a 10-foot radius around Albus, so Amalia wouldn't have had the shield.
Yeah.
Oh shit, then I wouldn't have had it either, because Albus, did Albus deploy the shield?
Albus
on me?
moved and then deployed it.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yep. I see now.
And then after he does that, he moves back to here. Calliope, your
Right.
turn.
Okay. So, scary white lady is still very much alive, yes?
Oh yeah, she's taken a lot of damage, doesn't seem to be deterring her at all.
Okay. So, even though Calliope almost got Swiss cheesed by a chain gun, and is currently very much off balance. He's still trying to do the jab and wiggle maneuver that he was doing on their head.
Alright, roll attack Shadow
Uh,
Blade, 1d20 plus 5 with advantage.
2d20 plus 5 or 1d20?
2d.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you have advantage as well.
Yes. We can just, like, I'm just gonna do this, and then we can just add the 5 to post. That would be that's a 1 and a... That's a 1 and a
17 hits.
Okay, cool. 2d8.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada bop.
By the way, I had to check, double check. Prone doesn't give disadvantage on saves.
I barely heard that.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
saying
that I had-
prone
that
doesn't
I-
give disadvantage on dexterity saves. Doesn't matter because he made it. So.
Okay,
Yeah, but
I thought it did. Good to
it
know.
does not. It's only disadvantage on enemy disadvantage on attack.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so you did 7 psychic damage. Doing anything else?
Cool.
Calliope.
What can I do here?
You have
Do I a
movement,
bonus?
you have your bonus action. If you move
And-
away from these two, they're going to make attacks of opportunity. Or
Alright,
at least it's
so-
likely.
What can I do as a bonus action?
Anything that specifies. So you can Misty Step as a bonus action. You can make
Hang
an
on a
attack with your
second.
offhand as a bonus action,
Oh, okay.
but it won't
Can I
add.
just, like...
It doesn't add your damage modifier.
You,
There.
What's up?
you do have
So
Hold
When
on,
he-
hold on.
Yeah,
Yaroth first.
AC. Sorry, that I wanted to say that you have a bonus AC, so it's not under moving.
But, I mean, I don't really have to move out because, I mean, I'm kind of in a decent position here. So, like, attacking with my offhand, I could just, like, attempt to punch her in the side of the head. Ostensibly, right? Or can I draw...
That would deal 1 damage.
Alright. I will instead draw the Rider Palash.
Alright.
Yeah. Actually, wait! No! I take out the weird battery from last game.
'Kay.
From last session. And just, like,
Do you want to surge it?
I do. So I'm gonna
Alright,
cast Emerald Touch.
So Albus, this disables your arm array.
Wait, it's an EMP?
You're about to see what happens. You turned it on. Is high good or bad?
High is amazing. High is just the best.
Alright. Everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
A lot of con saving throws recently.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
Yes.
so well with my
I'll roll for you. Albus, 13. So Calliope, you make it. Amalia?
Oh, what a shit show.
Alright, gun guy fails. Monster fails. And staff guy makes it.
Now,
I-
what happened?
yeah, about staff guy. So this guy.
Oh,
came up-
wait. I don't mean staff guy. I mean sword and hammer guy.
Yeah. So this guy came up. He basically fired a minigun at everyone.
Yes.
So did he have to make dex save too?
Everyone on the screen is making the deck save.
No. When he was shooting everyone,
Oh wait,
Does-
we're making
guy
dex.
make a dex save.
I thought you said make constitution.
Actually, that's true. He's talking about the dude's buddies taking damage, and I do
And
need
he
to
has
roll
a,
for both of
he has
them.
disadvantage because he's
Uh-huh.
got fairy fire on him.
He sure does. Thanks for that. He fails, so he takes 20, and then monster also fails, takes 20. Nice.
And so what does this con save do? Like, what is
Well, hold up. So,
We'll find out.
Amalia, you also succeed on the Constitution save. This disables your armor ray, Albus. It also disables your gun. And and strips down everyone's temp health shields if they have one, and then afterwards deals 10 lightning damage.
Jesus Lord!
To everyone who made it.
Albus,
I-
you're not sure if you're going to be able to get them back up with the your regular action economy, or if you have to look at them later. If you try and use your equipment without looking at it, it's risky and it might fry it, which will make it more difficult to repair later on.
Ugh.
So that's 10. If you succeed, you only take 5 damage, but the shield is still stripped, so this is to your direct health. However,
Brutal
it
stuff going on.
does just kill this guy as lightning just destroys him. So I'll put this there. He's dead. He's dead. Anything else, Calliope?
No.
Does
I
it,
do have to.
does it fry his gun?
No. It also doesn't fry the Rider Palash, also doesn't fry any of your guns.
So does it hit? Did it extend all the way to Virgil or
Right.
no?
I'm gonna explain what happens. So Calliope, you take it out and you're like, I'm gonna use it, and you do your Emolite touch, and you hear a very low sort of thrum, but not from the object, it's from the ground. And then a sudden charge, like a god reaching its massive finger down and just getting a static shock on the entire area you're in, surges upwards into the sky like a reverse lightning bolt and then disappears, and everyone's hair is frizzed and standing on edge. The machine that you're holding in your hand is smoking a little bit, but it looks fine.
Yikes! So wait, if it extended, so it hit Virgil, right?
Yes.
Now, what leads this? This was an AOE attack. Is Rudolph fine
You want to go take a look?
amidst the gunfire and then this?
Roll perception.
All right.
So you crane your head over your shoulder and try to get a look, but you can still only really see the leg coming out from the table, like the first time you happened upon him.
Great.
The pool of blood around him is still there. That was there beforehand as well.
All right. So he doesn't look any deader.
From this position, you can kind of tell that the table wouldn't really be giving him cover from the things you're concerned about, but you don't have visual confirmation of that.
All right. Well,
Does Amalia have visual confirmation?
Yeah, what about Amalia and Virgil?
It's not your turn. So, anything else, Calliope?
nope.
I believe Emolite touches a bonus action. Oh, right, you used Shadow Blade. Alright, this fella's turn. The white cloth has been grayed, darkened, and it has electrical burn marks on it now. And the stump of its shoulder just sort of regurgitates back out into an arm. Except this one's horribly misshapen and hanging around its knee level. And it just sweeps it out at you, Calliope.
Uh-oh.
Roll athletics or acrobatics to attempt to not be grappled.
All right.
And a
acrobatics is one
25 probably hits.
more. Bruh.
That's not good.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. You gonna roll? Alright, you take 16 shadow damage. And All right. And
it's,
that's 1 damage of exhaustion. That's what I
so this gets you below 0?
Yep, and then 1 over 0.
This is 2 levels of exhaustion because it's a moderate
Uh-oh.
attack.
Okay.
You're harried.
All right. Do I put that anywhere, or do I just keep that in my brain?
You can put it in the notes, which is under the bio tab. You have minus 10 movement and disadvantage on concentration checks.
All right.
And you're being clutched in its massive arm, and it pulls you around over to its side. This guy's dead. No attack of opportunity. And it wouldn't have gotten one anyways because you were moved against your will.
How much exhaustion do I have left? If that
2
didn't
out
do
of
it?
6.
Okay.
And then after that, its neck just starts to grow. It's really weirdly long until it's almost the same height as the rest of its body, and its head starts to emit this global sort of green light. It's no longer just coming out of its eyes, it's coming out of all of its orifices, including its mouth, and lasers start to shower the area. It's making attacks on you, Kvi, you, Amalia, you, Albus. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so miss, hit, miss. So it hits you, Catherine. Deals 14 shadow damage.
Damn.
Ow!
That is quite an owl.
And it's your turn, Albus. So your arms and your gun have been disabled.
How much HP do I have?
Let's see. You took the 10 from the EMP. It's 37. And then you took 10 from the minigun, so 27. And then that attack missed you. And then... So you're at 27 out of 47.
So, what are we focusing on now?
The boss, the woman, is pretty damaged. She's taken a 83. She's not looking great, but also you've seen some regeneration going on. However, this guy deals a lot of damage, and the minigun dude, he hasn't really begun to get dealt with.
And how? And the range is pretty wide.
Yeah.
I guess fairy fire on them.
On the boss or the gunner?
The gunner.
Alright. Bring! Resist roll. He fails. So he's lit up.
So anyone who wants the gun can try this. They also have
Sorry, what? Yara? Hello?
well positioning.
Yeah, where do you want to move? You can see him from where you are.
Well, I grab the shield
Okay.
and move it.
Malia, what do you want to do?
Deal with the boss, deal with the gunner. What choices?
Boss did just do a fucky laser attack.
Yeah.
And
Lucky
boss
late
has
with-
also got some regeneration going on, so the longer you leave it alone.
The more it'll, yeah.
A funky laser attack.
Right. 1 sec. I just need to move, so.
Hello?
We're waiting for Stuart.
We need somebody who can deal with the turret guy, and we also need to do something about the immigration.
And back. Okay, so. Yeah, seeing as how it's got Calliope grabbing, Calliope's in trouble. First off, does my passive perception see what state Rudolph's in?
Your passive perception, you're gonna
17.
have to actively look behind you. That
Yeah, no.
said, your passive perception does pick up on the shrouded head that you saw in the distance above some of the rooftops. You see it getting closer.
Okay, that's not a good thing. Yeah, so Amalia is going to pick herself up after all of that. Take a running sprint. She's gonna light her hand up with a chromatic orb.
What element?
Let's see. Yeah, it dodged the ray last time, so
The lightning seemed effective. Didn't seem overly so, but didn't seem like it was mitigated at all.
you said it was regenerating, yeah?
You kind of want to burn this thing.
Yeah. Let's burn it.
Alright. Roll chromatic orb. That hits. Roll damage. Are you intoning your affix again?
Of course.
Alright, so your fist goes through its abdomen and it screeches in pain. It drops Calliope. You land here. You're prone. Roll acrobatics to see if you get up. Calliope.
Okay. 23.
Yeah, you flip to your feet. I'll even let you make an attack of opportunity because you crit. Do you have
But
any
I'm all the way
ranged
over there.
weapons?
No.
You have the Rider Palash.
You have the gun blade thing.
I guess. Do I switch it and then fire? Or
Describe your cool transform attack where you land
Alright, so, like-
acrobatically and then fire it at this thing.
So Calliope switched it midair, realizing what was going on, and it was like as he rolled back, one of his tails whipped it forwards and like aimed it haphazardly, and just so happened to fire it. Do I have to roll to see if it hits, or does
Yes,
it just hit?
it's an attack of
Okay.
opportunity.
So
Oh.
that is
Well, also, Eric.
It's also your dex, also proficiency. What's up?
Um,
So 1d20 plus 5.
my hands are still trade with Silver Oil,
Uh-huh.
so
Doesn't seem to
1d4
have any
radiant.
effect.
No, radiant doesn't do anything to it.
Doesn't seem like it.
do a 15 hit.
Yes. Roll damage.
Nice. And the rider flash is like
The
what?
gun portion does 2d4.
All right. It's just it says rolling the dice, so it's
All right.
4.
4 damage. How do you kill it?
So
Hold on.
like
Can I describe what it does, like right as it lets go of you?
yeah, sure.
So as you're blasted out of its arm by this, Amalia slams her fist into its chest. The arm goes through, and then rippling waves of fire are sent out like aftershocks from the punch
Oh, that's
that
cool.
that just like concussively push it back. You can feel the heat as you're let go, and you know your tuck and curl instincts prove to be advantageous as your rider palash comes off of your hip and you're aiming it. You see that it reaches its massive, monstrous arm, clutches the base of its neck, and just pulls its head off and starts swinging it around like a flail. It's screaming madly.
Terrifying.
That is quite scary. But what happens is that Calliope's tail auto adjusts almost and like blows its head off as it's whipping around like Parasite. So it's like you just see these like two very like constant like hyper flailing masses, but like you see, like there's just a bang and then the other one stops. Like it was just like it was like a 1 out of 100 chance that actually worked, and it just did perfectly.
All right.
Calliope's not in a good way, but that was cool.
Is high good or bad?
High is amazing. High is the best it could ever be. Hell yeah. What happened?
I got it too.
This is the best. I want to know. I said high was the best it could be, so what's a 2? What's a 2, Eric?
Not the absolute worst it could be. One exists.
Technically,
It
the
means it
absolute
doesn't
worst.
auto crit, but Amalia, this is uh-oh for you. This is gonna be
Damn.
extreme, and I don't think it can't reduce you to 0. As a disintegration beam shoots out of Calliope's dragon hand, and roll a
Wait, what now?
roll a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, what? Eric. Eric,
What's up?
can I ask what?
You were gonna cast a spell off of Sayako's spell sheet, and you casted
What?
the second worst one.
Why was he casting a spell?
Because that was where he surges. With Izunian magic. With sibling magic. It happened. Roll the dex save.
God. Stuart, I want you to know that I have no control over this. Like, actually, I didn't know
Does
that
does
this
a
was happening.
38 also reduce you below 0 health, Amalia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it gonna be
I'm gonna
Amalia?
let you decide where on Amalia you want the major wound to be.
So I guess there's nothing I can really roll to mitigate this at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. This is just a random chimp event. Hey Stuart, out of character.
What's a really
Very
cool scar
one-
to get from this?
1 second.
Okay.
Let me just check something.
Please, yes. I want you to know that this was A, not intentional, and B, I
Disintegrate
didn't
deals
know this would
force
happen.
damage, so absorb elements doesn't do anything.
Are you sure on that?
Yeah.
Does absorb elements block force?
The spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect on you. You have resistance to the triggering damage type. It does not specify, it doesn't do force.
I do have the spell absorb elements, right?
Yep. You have resistance
I'm
to
gonna
triggering
live
damage type.
forever.
Okay,
It
okay,
covers,
yes.
It absorb elements.
So that does mean roll the dex save.
It does say it. It does say it. It says acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder.
Does it?
And yeah, that's it.
I didn't see
It's
it.
Yeah, it's
that's
it's
that's
on the
for the
casting.
that's
it's
for
on
the triggering. That's for the damage on the
It-
next melee attack.
Yeah, it just says the spell captures some of the income. Oh wait.
It's on the casting time.
Yeah, the asterisk is which you take when you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage.
Yeah, I added radiation and water because
Just
they
because
both
I
are
don't
the-
want Calliope and Amalia to hate each other forever, I will let it work here. Because that is a 2 on a 1d100.
Yeah.
and because Humber is better. Continue.
Alright, so you
Right.
have resistance. Roll the dex save. You gotta beat 14. You beat... Wait, this is player versus player.
Ah, shut up.
So you can decide whether it works.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it fucking works.
Hey, no, joking.
So a massive beam of disintegrating energy just engulfs the entirety of your Dragon Hand's arm, Calliope, as you feel like you're vomiting out the magical potency inside of you. And you just watch, from your perspective, it is engulfing Amalia. Amalia, you have this fucking flimsy prismatic barrier you just barely got up in the way that you're crouching behind, praying to God that you aren't erased from existence when it fades and you're really badly singed, like around your edges, but you're fine. You take 19 damage.
What the fuck? Ah!
Better than
What was
not
that?
existing. Better than not existing.
All right.
Amalia, I want you to know that that was an accident.
Top of the round, Virgil.
Amalia looks like she's just.
Well, there's a lot of pain going around.
Minigun guy is still there.
The minigun guy is still there.
Is he gonna
Well,
go?
we could.
Can I just shout at him after that very impressive display of magic that there are only two kinds of people in this square? Dead men and my friends.
Just yell that. That's cool as fuck.
Hey,
Uh,
asshole! There are only two kinds of people in this square right now. Dead men and my friends. Which are you today?
Roll intimidation with advantage because that was cool as fuck. You hear him mutter something, but you can't quite make it out. And
Can I see his face?
yeah, it's his head has like an Amish cap, except it's like dipped down like almost an upside down J, like
Observer
towards you.
lets me lip read.
He's got a face covering his mask, or a
That's-
mask covering his face.
Got a face covering his mask. That's disgusting.
It takes the lotion on the hose again.
I will say because you have observant, those eyes look familiar. But he starts going back up north.
Yikes.
Anyone following him?
Should we?
We are fucked.
does
Yeah.
the minigum have a startup or something?
I mean, no. He just fucking salt and peppers you.
You know what? Is it worth it?
epic gamer moment when you almost kill him off with it.
Man, it's hard to do a cover shooter in here.
It's fine. I will.
All right, how you guys looking?
We're not looking great.
Like shit.
Does Amalia have a lasting injury?
No.
Nope. Molly is fine.
Just.
Barely,
Pissed.
okay. Virgil should start catching up things.
Yep.
I could have
Mal is basically going to drag herself over to where Rodolph was.
All right, moment of truth. Is high good or bad?
Oh, I hate you, Eric.
It's funny because I'm rolling percentile dice, but it's still your
I mean-
fault if it's bad.
I
Consider
know.
the following. At least he leaves it up to chance instead
Hey,
of Wyatt just being like,
consider-
"Mm."
Consider the following. We could re-roll the dice.
We
You can re-roll 1d20s.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay, so you've went bad twice. You've went high is good twice.
Rule of threes.
Yeah. Yep.
High is
High
good.
is amazing.
High is
High's
good.
High's the best it could ever be.
He's
Nope.
dead.
Damn it.
He's suffered a bit of extra woundage, but he's still in the stupor that that Virgil left him in. It looks like he's going to take a little more work, probably about 15 more minutes. Not dead.
We do not have 15 minutes because there is a ghost head
Oh no,
closing
oh
in.
no, another, like on top of the hour, an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we do not have an hour and 15 minutes because there is a ghost head closing in on us.
So so Calliope, very quickly while this is all going on, like, very gingerly goes to inspect this abhorrent creature. Is this anything familiar at all?
Roll religion.
1.
It reminds you vaguely of the thing that cut your fingers off.
Gross.
However, it's wearing the clothes that all the people with syringes in the cathedral were wearing. And
Speaking of syringes, does it have any on it?
it has 10 syringes. All of them
Is-
occupied by virulent, swirling, viscous fluids.
Are they in a belt?
Yeah, they're in several belts. One's 4, one's 3, and the other's 3.
Alright, so Calliope picks them up and is like, Virgil, I got medicine, I think.
Speaking of medicine, wounded. Come on now. Me and Kivy will patch you all up.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that if you guys can come up
Please
with a
not
plan,
Yourself.
if you guys are gonna come up with a plan, if you guys come up with a plan, like with an actual objective that gets you out of here, and I'll turn it into a skill challenge.
Alright. If we, because that's an alien household, we're not going to be able to fight every one of these guys. 4 of them did this to us, right? So what do we do?
Well, first of all, Virgil is going to get one of his.
We don't have time. How far away is the ghost head?
Probably about 2 or 3 miles. Roll perception to try and guess what speed it's moving at.
Okay,
Um, It'll probably be
17.
here in about half an hour.
there's a ghost head heading our way. Eat him in half an hour. Got any guessing it?
So
Virgil?
Virgil, the hour and 15 minutes is if you work by yourself.
What can you and Convey and me, I guess, doing? What can you and me and Convey do in 25 minutes?
25 minutes.
Roll medicine.
Which one of us? All of them?
Virgil.
Can helping reduce the time?
That's what they're
3
doing.
money.
I'm gonna say it's only up to 3. So you got an 8 in medicine. Does anybody want to reroll that?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, if you keep your head clear the whole time and are diligent in giving them instructions and they don't fuck up horribly, you think you could get him to a state where you can move him. But you're still going to need to finish a lot of the procedures at wherever you move him to.
You'll have to follow my every word down to the exact letter. But 25 minutes, the 3 of us. We could get to the point to where we could move him. But after we move him, wherever we move him to, I'll need to finish the procedures there. Otherwise, it'll probably be too late.
Something occurs to you, Calliope. You guys are
Yes.
trying to get into the Atzenalian estate, and you're on the wrong side of that. There's probably a lot of these guys also trying to get into the Atzenalian estate.
So it occurs to me that we aren't exactly in a good spot to be heading to the Atzenalian estate with the amount of people who are also trying to get there. We're on, like, the wrong side, if you will. It's not really a metaphor for anything, we're actually just on the wrong side.
How far away are we from the tavern?
The tavern was where you started. However, Amalia, you did pass some place on your way here.
Where did we pass?
The sewer grate leading to the graveyard.
Yeah, that's our best shot.
And that's only about 3-4 minutes away. Back the direction you came.
Alright. We're going for that sewer grate from before.
3-4 minutes away there about? I can get us there quickly enough, I suppose.
Alright, so this is going to be the skill challenge. You guys need 4 successes to get him in transportation state. 3 fails, and he dies.
That sounds fair.
So, this is you, Amalia, and Catherine. Who's making what check first?
Alright, let's go
We're
for
not counting the original medicine check, so you can still roll medicine at some
Yeah.
point.
Alright, let's go for the obvious first. Malia is not as skilled in medicine as the other two, but she can identify what places need work the most, so I'm going to say that she's going to investigate for priority bits that need to be done in order to move him.
Okay.
Triage.
Roll investigation. So you
That's
basically
actually
go
really low
over
for Amalia.
go over his body with a fine tooth eye, which doesn't make sense, and you get a great process of elimination list for you guys to go through. Virgil, it makes crystal clear sense to you, and you're honestly glad it was a suggestion Amalia made because you were kind of having trouble figuring out where to start. So that's 1 success.
So much fuckery going
Alright.
on with it. Yeah.
So nature, what does nature do again?
Nature is understanding like the way things will behave. Like,
Okay,
like the
so-
way an animal will behave in a certain situation, etc.
So
Yeah,
does that
roll.
involve, like, how their organs will behave if you
Why not biology? Yeah.
Yeah.
twist off a vein here or poke a kidney there?
Yeah, you can try to infer that sort of thing. However, looking at this thing, like I said, there's some metal that looks like it burst out of his arm and hand. There might be something under the surface here that would make, like, inferring things based off of typical organ behavior difficult to predict.
Well, I could use the nature check. Can I use the nature check to figure out if the metal things are gonna interfere with?
She
Anyway.
also already has experience with
Abraxas.
weird shit happening with Abraxas.
Abraxi, and yes, she
Abraxi.
does. This doesn't look similar.
All right. Well, I can always do an Arcana check
You can.
on on what the heck is going on there.
I,
All right. Amalia,
Yeah?
if I squint at this and tell you what I see, will you be able to help me interpret it? Magic-wise?
You can't help action skill challenge checks.
No, I'm not saying she should help. No, I'm not saying help action. I'm saying is
Amalia would be better placed to interpret the results
Yeah.
okay.
of an Arcana check, so yeah.
Okay, that's true.
All
So
right.
go ahead and roll
Give-
Arcana.
Roll Arcana. Why do? Come on, Arcana. Why is this not working?
Hell yes.
Okay.
No advantage, but you got a 24.
All right.
Yes, this is very magical, and your gut tells you that your gut and your magical eye tells you that it's coming from his chest.
All right. I think it's coming from his chest.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say that this is possibly an advanced stage of the
So, who has the most? Who's the best at handling fiddly things here?
Slightly.
You or you?
Sure ain't me.
Can I roll sleight of hand to calm my hands? To make
Yeah,
sure my hands are
sleight of hand would also be fine motor control.
Okay. I
Cool.
have a 5. What do you guys have?
I sure did not have anything along those lines, so
In that case, I have a 7. Leave it to me.
All right.
All right, so Amalia looks over his left shoulder, and Catherine looks over his right shoulder as he sets to work.
That's relatively low.
That's you wanna do
Yeah, I'm
anything
gonna
to
use
that?
my reroll.
All right.
That's better.
So you start off, and then you're like, actually, let's start over here, and you're a lot more confident where you start, and your hands are stable. The process is coming along great. One more success.
All right. So what's everybody's? I have a
Well,
6.
the
in
obvious
insight
one is
on
a
perception.
medicine.
yeah.
Um,
Alright. Catherine has a 6.
Yep.
But am I allowed to do a medicine check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Alright.
haven't done one yet.
So the last thing to do is to get his leg in working order.
All right. So is the leg bone connected to the shin bone? The leg bone is not connected to the shin bone unless someone has a reroll.
Please reroll this.
Okay, well I don't have a reroll left.
I do. Please reroll this.
All right. So you managed to splint up the leg. You've extracted a lot of the residual magic that's just coursing through his veins and harming him. And there's still a lot of work that needs to be done on the lacerations and whatnot. But Amalia, you can reasonably sling him over your shoulder and make your way to the graveyard.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's go then.
Yeah, so Amalia's just like, alright, that's as close as he's gonna get to transportable.
In the time frame you've given me, yes.
Good work. Alright, let's go.
Am I still the cabin boy?
You can be co-doctor. Alright, and she's gonna head back to the grave, gonna lift the grate up with her free hand.
You guys slowly start climbing your way down the ladder that leads to the strangely constructed concrete steps. And this place is not currently vacant.
Oof.
There's somebody kneeling in front of one of the urns. From behind, they're wearing clothes that you haven't seen around here either. It's It's almost a cloak, except it has a mantle over the shoulders and a hood pulled up. At its waist, there's a book, and then slung over its back, there's a staff. The staff mostly just looks like a decorated stick, carved in an aesthetically pleasing way, and then resined over. And they're not moving.
Hi.
No response.
Oh,
Do I recognize this person?
You do not. Their clothes are this musty brown color with an orangish trim, and the leather that's composing a lot of its straps is faded almost to the point of whiteness. They're all cracked and the clothes are very heavily worn.
whoever you are, you mean you no harm? Just coming down. Hiding from the carnage up above for a while.
Still no response. It doesn't even really seem to move.
Calliope walks over and attempts to pat them on the shoulder.
As you get a couple of steps closer, you hear
Oh, okay. Instead of patting them on the shoulder, Calliope is... Wake up!
Oh. Who's there?
Well, there's a couple of us. Hi.
He turns and pulls the hood back, and this is an Asgardian demon. Its face is pulled forward in a draconic snout. It's got blue scales with some darker purples and some that have faded to a gray, almost black. It's got ridges and scars on its face and a potion belt around its chest.
Hey.
Motherfucker.
How did you find this place?
We walked in.
We've been down here before. Sorry about that.
You just go exploring sewers, is that it?
Yeah, we're...
Get out of here! This is my hovel.
No, this is our hovel.
He waves his arms.
Calliope.
Yeah, technically it's the Asnil family's hovel.
It could be everybody's hovel.
Oh, those bastards. That's an else. Think they got their grubby hands on everything. He scoots himself back. He's got his back to the wall. He kind of like triangulates his legs, which aren't wearing boots.
Not for much longer if you've taken a look up there.
Why do you think I'm down here?
Yeah, we're down here for the same reasons. So let's just chill out. I woke you up to just make sure that you were still alive.
Well, you lot don't really look in the best of sorts either.
No.
A lot of wounds to tend to, and they're very frazzled. If you
Fine.
don't mind.
Fine. Do you need some salves, or are you capable?
Those are, if you're willing to spare them, those are very helpful.
I suppose. And he moves over. He's kind of staying close to the ground. He's never really gotten up to stand. Put the boy here. And he pats the ground sort of in the middle of the graveyard.
Yeah, Amalia just shifts Rudolph off her shoulder and very gently lays him down.
Oh, that's nasty. That's real bad.
Yeah,
It's
the
quite
guys,
bad, quite bad.
yeah, the guys up above are going the extra mile.
Are you among the cursed?
Isn't everyone by this point?
Well, not me. I
Why
guess I awaken. We should do that first, so they can't find us. And he gestures for you guys to sort of pull yourselves over, and runes start glowing on his palms. He does you first, Amalia, and then in sequence, he ritual casts Remove Curse on all of you.
Ooh.
Hey, thanks.
And then he does it to Rudolph, and what this looks like is he's hovering his hands over each of you in turn, and the tightness around your chest that you've sort of weirdly gotten used to all of a sudden alleviates as a visual smoke-filled green-lit lantern appears in front of you, and chains slowly disengage from your form and are swallowed into it before it almost sort of black holes into itself and vanishes.
Wow.
Can I take notes?
This is Sorceress.
Oh, it's sorceress. God damn it, sorceress.
How long does this sort of thing? And he waves his hand towards the above ground. How long would you say this will take?
A city of this size? I don't know how many numbers they have or what.
Can I roll history?
And can I roll history?
Since Eshavite bullshit.
Yeah, I don't math well.
3 money.
So the first thing that comes to your mind, Shawnee, or Catherine, is that you're very sobered by the thought of how long it will take for them to overrun Njamio. And then after that, the Atsunale family is over. And that sort of thought keeps you from actually making an estimate that you would give any credence to. Virgil, you don't really have anything to base it off of. You saw the aftermath of the Cirque District.
What about the purges in the Eshavite district?
Those lasted for weeks, but they weren't successful, and they weren't being held by these folks. During the
That's
purges,
still something to go off of.
it is. And with your 9 in history, you realize that Jidect was probably the source of that water from earlier,
Mm.
and you're a little nervous about which side he might be on.
Yikes.
Well, sometimes successful ones can take weeks if not backed by the right people. There's so many dangerous things going around. Water, just water. Jidect. If Rudolph wakes up, might have a few questions for him.
He's still not unconscious. He's just
Yeah,
like,
but
Right.
wakes up, returning to, it's
Virgil.
technically a wake up.
that's true.
Virgil, he's lost his tongue.
I mean,
I could make him.
Yikes.
I could try to make him a new one.
You could try to make him a plant tongue.
It's technically just a muscle, I suppose. I mean,
You'd have to be really careful that his body doesn't reject it and kill him, but you could do it.
also, he might have lost his tongue, but he can still write.
Amalia looks at the stump that used to be his arm.
And then his other
Virgil
arm,
looks at the
which
other
just has
arm.
metal protrusions coming out from the skin.
We can
Um,
fix that one.
So, you guys, before any more discussion really happens, you guys take the time to fix him up, and the metal is coming out of his bones. Like, he's got a little bit of Wolverine going on, in that a lot of his skeletal structure has been converted, and the bone parts are calcified in like these really hard to medically navigate around ridges. Your
Yeah, try and
mind,
think.
your mind, Virgil, goes to the syringes that you were given off of the white cap.
Hmm.
Can you try and take the curse off him too?
That's not a curse. The Asgardian demon looks sadly in Rudolph's direction.
It looks like someone's been playing. And he picks up one of the syringes and tinks it a little.
What are those?
If I had to make an educated guess,
Would you mind? And he holds out a hand for them.
by all means.
He takes them and he sort of fumbles around in his coat for a small case, and he brings it out and opens it, and there's these two like clearly overbent, really worn and aged spectacles that are kind of tiny, and he holds them. He doesn't really have any ears to hold them, so he uses one of his hands to hold them up close to his face, and he inspects these for a good long while, probably 10 to 20 minutes, as he moves to a corner of the room. And you guys just hear him grumbling about how inhumane and torturous a lot of these fluids are.
Virgil nodded every grumble.
Virgil,
Hmm?
earlier you said these wounds need to be cauterized.
Indeed.
You guys probably already cauterized the arm. That would have had to be done.
Yeah,
The
But-
lacerations you can just bandage up and stitch. They're not as bad.
probably would have had to have been Amalia since she's the one who make fire.
That's true. Well, there's probably also cauterization kits in your medicine kits. There certainly is in Catherine's alchemist's supplies.
Certainly, and I've got all sorts of, for flavor, all sorts of powders and fluids and suspicious-looking things.
Of course.
I think he may have been administered.
The Asgardian demon resumes their approach back over to you guys, and with a deep sigh, just sort of hands the vials back to you, Virgil.
You know,
Okay, but that's not going to help us with Rudolph, is it?
He shakes his head.
So, if I can, sorry, I'm going to be, have to think. I can make an arm and a tongue. I think, if I think about this long enough.
Give
Yes.
grab out of later, but I need you to focus just now. Okay?
I heard focus. Ting ting.
I can also help with that.
And so I look at the demon and I say, "Look, friend, do you dislike the Asnails enough that you wouldn't help them if you were paid for it?"
I just don't like that they don't pay market price for these.
And he holds
Oh.
up some of his own vials.
I've done business with them before.
Well, I
and
mean, obviously we have to, but never mind that. Look, if I can get you to come to the Asnail safe house, we'll pay you twice as much as market price.
You want my assistance against this?
Yes.
Roll persuasion.
I will need a promise.
A promise you have then.
huh?
You must expand. No more hiding in this little hovel of a district, of a godforsaken city. Spread to the world. Become your own.
You help us get you help us figure out what to do with this demon curse, and you're like, like me. They found me picking people's pockets and selling black market concoctions,
Oh,
and they still
Gibby,
took me in.
Gibby,
I'm
he
not.
wants the city opened.
He nods.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
He wants
He wants this. He wants the city opened to the outside world.
Or at least just the Chairs District.
Well, I mean, if we don't figure this out, we're not going to have a city to be open or not.
He nods.
And that I was okay with. But if it's going to remain, it will have to rise from the ashes better than it was.
Alright, we can definitely look into that. You're not from around here, are you?
I am, actually... I was here first.
First,
Oh? Do tell.
Another time.
And he stands up. He's got a real bad hunch in his back, but he takes the staff.
Amalia looks over at the two urns that they saw the last time they were there. Are you the one that brought them down here?
Yes. These are all mine.
Well, like you said, another time, maybe. We're not all afraid of death.
And, something occurs to you, Amalia.
Yep.
You have something drawn. You have a very specific thing drawn.
Malia's gonna take out her spellbook. In the meantime, you don't recognize this? And she turns it to the page with teleport circle on it.
Nope.
Really?
He shakes his head. However, along with this realization, you think that maybe if Catherine knows of one inside the Atzenalian estate, you could try to jury-rig a connection?
Oh boy. Alright. Gather around, misfits, because this one... we're gonna have to roll some dice here.
Brunts.
I feel like we're doing that all the time.
So she puts her spellbook on the ground. This spell here. This is a spell. Teleportation. Under normal circumstances, not a spell I can cast. Not a spell I would attempt. We are in desperate times. Catherine? Gavi?
yeah.
Sorry. I need you to think of a destination, and then we're gonna try and make.
Catherine, you look
Yeah.
at the teleportation circle drawing.
And
Roll history.
all right.
Everyone cross your fingers, because this makes things so much easier.
3? Why is it not?
It's
Why is this so slow to think when
there's a battle lag on roll 20 rolls Steve.
Oh.
Probably a lot of people playing D&D. All
Right.
right. Persuade. No. So a 19 gets it. You remember a teleportation circle in a room off of the main hall of the treasury of the Atzenalian family. It is always locked. However, it's always locked from the inside.
I know of one, but it's locked from the inside.
Which means that if you were to teleport there, you can leave.
So we got there, we'd have to figure out how to unlock.
No. You like it's locked in a way that you guys are the ones accessing the lock.
The bar,
What Eric is offering,
barred on,
if we
it's barred
make
on the
this
site that we have
teleport
here.
circle work, we can teleport there
Also,
and
let's
skip
face,
over the bullshit.
also let's face facts. It really wouldn't matter if it was locked from the other side either. 'Cause
True. Like Maychain did.
I was more thinking Amali would just punch it the fuck down, but
All right.
Also
So
fair.
this, how long do you want to spend on this, Amalia?
as long as it takes.
I'm gonna say if you spend an hour, you roll normally. A long rest, you roll with advantage. If you want to spend a full 24 hours without sleep and take a level of exhaustion, you will automatically succeed.
I don't think we've got that kind of time on our hands.
We don't have a we don't have a.
You guys are also exhausted. You've been out in the woods all day. You came back, you just fought the things you did, and now you're hoveled underground. You've probably been up like 16 hours.
Actually, so when I tried to do sending earlier, I felt like a clutching in my chest when I tried to make the sending stone work.
That is correct.
Okay, since the curse has been removed, I'm gonna try again.
Alright, who are you contacting?
Silvio, since that's the only person I can contact with it.
Yep, correct. What do you say? I forgot that's how sending stones worked.
uh,
Yes.
how do you spell that, Snail?
Azenael.
Yeah, 23.
Turn to town, cultists attacking, slaughter ongoing, paladin outside walls, any assistance possible, hold up underground, making way to Atzenale estate when able.
New rock, who dissed?
Hold until dawn.
That's all she says.
Okay. I was able to get in contact with Sylvia. She says to hold till dawn, so. I don't like this. I don't know if you're gonna like this. I need to work on this for as long as possible to make it work right.
So dawn's in about 12 hours? That's generous, but I'm gonna give you 12 hours.
Yeah.
That
Give me-
said, don't know if if the Atzenales will last that long.
All right.
What if I pump her up with the 2 treatments I have left? Since it pumps up her intelligence, would that help any at all?
I'm gonna say that will make 8 hours an auto success and 1 hour an advantage roll.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right.
The Iscardian demon looks in deep concern as fucking Virgil just takes out a giant syringe and Amalia unflinchingly takes it like in the back.
Amalia's just like, all right, I know I told you to, wait for my permission, so
In fact,
make it
I
painless.
think that one you've got to inject into the carotid, so it's actually in the neck.
I can inject them wherever you want me to.
Phrasing.
Got him.
So yeah, okay. All right. Give me an hour. I'll make this work.
Well, good, because it wears off in an hour.
All right, Arcana with advantage.
And you're gonna be treating me while I'm doing this.
It lasts an hour if you're only working the hour.
Hey!
Yeah, that worked.
All right. So you get about 5 or 10 minutes into figuring out what the base of the circle is. And then you realize that
What is it called?
it's going to be really difficult to put this down and then alter it so that it goes to a destination of your choice. Instead, you think it's better if you kind of follow your gut. And so you erase it and you make one that only vaguely resembles the teleportation circle written in your book. So, is that good or bad?
You know what? We've said that high is good 3 times. Failed us 3 times. Fuck it. Number 4.
You learn the teleportation circle spell.
Holy shit.
If it is of a spell level that you can't cast it at, in order to cast it, you need to expend all available spell slots, and it cannot be ritual casted in this way. However, once you get the appropriate spell level, then you can cast it as normal. And
So does that mean all
you
her
need
spell slots right now go poof?
no, but only just this once, because I don't know, plot reasons. You need to expend at least 4 spell slots in that way in order to cast it, so you can't just like get down to 1 available spell slot and then be like, cast me the first level spell slot. But anyways, as you finish, as you're going around the circle with the finer details, counterclockwise, the ground just starts to shift away and shimmer with an image of what essentially looks like a storage closet. And it's dark down there, and you pulled it off. What's everyone else doing for an hour? Anybody want a scene?
Regarding arms?
V's gonna be keeping to herself, scribbling down plans for an artificial tongue.
Okay, roll your roll a toolkit of your choice. You as well roll a toolkit of your choice, Albus, or me if you need me to. You need me to?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Okay. We will do Smith's, Tinkers. We'll do Tinkers since you're repairing. Shouldn't have been Strength.
Wow, that was
but
a terrible roll.
works anyways. No, tongues aren't that hard. It is just a muscle. you come up with what is essentially not something that will make a tongue, but it's very unlikely that the entirety of the tongue was bitten off. You just need to convince the muscle to regrow. And so what you've actually come up with is a potion. And you know of some supplies that are back at the family estate that you could get your hands on that would let you do that. As for Albus, you got a 19. So I'm going to say you just fix your arms and you rewire your gun. In fact, with a 19, you also put an EMP protection on all of them. So that when Calliope inevitably does that again, you'll be okay.
Yeah, like some insulation.
You also let Calliope know.
Yeah, Calliope still doesn't know what that did.
Big lightning. Any scenes? This might be the first Asgardian demon you've seen, Calliope.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be like, he doesn't want to be like the basic. It's like, hey, what are you? Like, he doesn't want to be insensitive.
Oh
like
my
that.
God, Calla, you can't just ask.
Alright.
Exactly.
That's fine.
So he's kind of like, he does look a bit grim, all things considered. But other than that, no, I don't think I'm gonna ask for a scene. Yeah.
Okay. So the teleportation circle is completed, and you guys come out into the storage room of the treasury of the Atzenalian estate. The Asgardian demon kind of hobbles after you. You can tell he's pretty old.
Holy shit, that should not have worked.
You did it! Holy shit! Holy shit! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
I didn't even do
Yeah. Skill, effort, I have no idea. It worked.
How about a little credit, hmm? Ting ting.
Fine, whatever. You may want to save one for yourself if we're gonna have to patch us all up.
I've got one left. Don't worry.
Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, how come I never see you using that on yourself?
Sometimes they're still in the testing phase and other people are better targets. Callie is, no offense, except some offense, entirely too dumb without them, and you are forced to be reckoned with them. They would just be so-so with me.
All things considered.
Medicine runs off intelligence.
Yeah, but I think he just doesn't like administering to himself.
Are you? Are you squeamish with needles?
If I was squeamish with needles, I wouldn't be a doctor.
On yourself.
No.
Really?
Yes. They're just better people and, still perfecting the serums and any side effects. When I make the perfect one.
I mean, needles do suck.
And yet you willingly let me inject you how many times now?
Well, it's never really willingly. It's just I don't really want to stop you or else it'll go somewhere it shouldn't.
Okay. So Amalia is going to walk up to the door, and she is going to undo the latch.
Clink. The door sort of swings open into a very dark hall. There's bulbs where flame light would be inside, but nothing is lit right now. You hear some distant, like real distant sounds of combat, but nothing immediately outside.
Hey, so I gotta skedaddle. You can NPC Calliope if this is gonna go on for another.
Nope.
like,
This
while.
is a good stopping point.
All right.
So, you guys are in the treasury.
Hell yeah. Good session, everyone. Have a lovely night.
Foreboding questions?
Adieu.
How's Evelyn doing these days?
He's doing good.
Another cameo character, I'm gonna guess.
Indeed.
Gotcha.
This was one of the most prominent NPCs in Mysteries of Ascites.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I
Yeah.
was gonna ask him his name.
He is the reason why Valdana has true sight and everything that came from that.
Oh God.
He,
It's
a-
all his fault.
he accidentally gave Veldana true sight.
It's all his fault.
See, I was trying to. I don't remember who did what voice all the way from.
No, he's
Society.
changed the voice.
Yeah, because he's a lot older.
Yeah, he used to just talk derisively at you.
You little scallywags keep getting in my way, forcing me to be
Aw.
moral. He was his whole shtick was that he was in, was it not Tomston?
Wasn't it Thompson?
It might have been
Wasn't
Tomston.
wasn't it Boulderdale that got destroyed?
No, it was Boulderdale. He was in Boulderdale. Tomston was the place that got destroyed. He was in Boulderdale, and he was just an alchemist that had moved there because he had marital problems in a town that
As you do.
was pretty far to the west. And there was a dragon in the mountains nearby that the party ended up finding and killing, and there was a note on the dragon that was basically evidence that that dragon had killed Zavoim's daughter, who was coming to visit him because she missed her dad. And Zavoim wanted vengeance, but he also knew he couldn't fuck with the dragon. So in the meantime, he was trying to figure out how to create the perfect poison, and meanwhile Yibbo comes along, who is impervious to everything. And so, in an effort to perfect the poison, he tried to figure out what exactly could kill Yibbo, because if he found that, it would definitely be able to kill the dragon. Yibbo was a level 10 Order of the Immortal Psionic that was ignorant of that fact, and his magic accidentally went into all the stuff he did.
That sounds familiar.
So one of the first actual quests the party was given was from Zavoim to figure out how to kill Yibbo. And the party was like, what? No, we're not going to do that. And then they killed the dragon, found the letter, and pieced together what Zavoim was about. Zavoim started tagging along, almost got assassinated in the cave dungeon underneath the Dodgery Island, where Insomnius and his blue dragon were. And then he brought a little bit of order to Ascites until he voyaged to fucking Border Town and ran for mayor against
So what I'm hearing is this Zavoim guy is Virgil's best friend.
I would say he's a lot better of a person than Virgil probably is.
Well, yes, of course. Probably doesn't go around harvesting organs to sell on the black market or
He's
beating up homeless
he's
people.
definitely a great contact for both you and Catherine, given what he's good at. But yeah, judging from where he is now, seems like he came way up north to do something, and that was before Old Nartzreth had been destroyed. And then after Old Nartzreth was destroyed, they came up here, found some shit, and just built the Cherus district right on top of where Zavoim was situated. They destroyed his house, which was above this, but they let him keep his basement. What was that?
So is Zavoim supposed to be immortal, or is this like something surprising thing?
He's like 90? 90. He was 95-ish in Mysteries of Ascites, which makes him close to, I want to say 150 to 200 right now. Which, yeah, that's absurdly old for a Dragonborn, but he's an alchemist. Of course, he's got some anti-aging shit.
Yeah,
Well,
Dragonborn
somebody
2
has
live to be 80.
Around forever. Probably better him than some.
Like, he was already too old in Mysteries of Ascites. But he didn't need a staff then, and now he does. I will say, if you're looking for a level 20, he ain't. He's level 6. But he is
He ain't.
but he is level 6.
We just not training him this entire thing.
That said, like I said, he's actually weirdly important to the setting. Oh, I forgot to stop the recording. See you later, guys.